So I checked out the season 2 premiere of The Following last night, and it was super creepy. It was a little bit different, which was kind of cool. And then there were also some parts that were definitely the same. So I did reviews on The Following all last season, you guys. So if you want to check those out, I will throw a link up on the screen. You can go back and relive season 1 of The Following through me. So the beginning of this episode, we start right off where the season finale for season 1 left off. And that was with Ryan and Claire going back to his apartment. It seems like everything is good now. Joe is dead. Life is great. Butterflies and unicorns. But then, of course, reality smacks them in the face when Ryan's crazy neighbor lady comes over and gets kind of stabby. Ryan wakes up in the hospital, and Mike is there to tell him that Claire is dead, but I'm not quite sure that I believe that. Part of me wants to believe that she's off in witness protection with Joey Jr. Then the episode skips forward a year, and we get that Ryan is doing really good. He's been sober for 5 months. It seems like he's well adjusted. He's teaching, he's going to meetings, and he's hanging out a lot with his niece, who's a police officer. And then, of course, comes the 1-year anniversary of Joe Carroll's death. And then there's like a massacre on the subway that was so creepy, you guys. So the creepy people on the subway are wearing Joe Carroll masks, and they keep chanting like resurrection, resurrection, like Joe Carroll lives. And I mean, it was so super creepy. They basically walk into the subway car and just start like stabbing people, and it was just some complete and total craziness. There does manage to be one survivor of this subway car massacre, and I really don't trust her. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there. She survived, and it seems like we might be seeing her character some more. I really think she was left alive for a reason, so I guess we'll see what happens with her. We of course get that Joe is alive, which was another question from the season finale of last year, but not a really big question, because what kind of show would it be if only Ryan survived and Joe didn't? By the end of the episode, of course, we see Joe off in a cabin somewhere in the woods, living with some lady who's a prostitute and her daughter, it looks like. So yeah, Joe Carroll lives. So kind of the new feel of this show is there's so many new people involved. So once the subway massacre happens, the police come to Mike and they come to Ryan for help. But Ryan is not really all that interested in helping. At first, you think because he just really kind of wants to put that behind him and his life is going good and he doesn't want to deal with that crap anymore. At first you think that's the reason, but then what we get is that he has really been running his own kind of Find Joe Carroll investigation at home. So you get that he really kind of lies to them when he tells them, I don't have any input for you and can I go home? Because when he gets home, he goes into his like little secret bat cave and there's all kind of maps and pictures everywhere. And we get that he is like way involved. His niece is helping him as well. So there's that kind of family connection. So Ryan gets some clues when he's dealing with the cops and he goes off on his own investigation. And of course, he loses the guy. He loses the suspect. And it was just so annoying because it was just like, oh, like, dude, if you just taken backup with you, we would have had this guy in custody and we could have questioned him. But of course you didn't because you're off doing your like one-man show. There are some new crazies in the bunch along with some of our old crazies from season 1. And the other kind of interesting element to this season, it seems, is that there's some kind of tension or even kind of battling going on between these two groups of Joe Carroll's followers. So you've got this one group with the twin brothers and the French girl who seem like they've got a plan that they're kind of executing. And the other group of followers really kind of almost seems like they're a little out of the loop. So I love that kind of added tension, even amongst the bad guys. So that should be kind of interesting. Yeah, it was a good season opener. I don't really have a great idea of what's coming this season, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It'll definitely be interesting to see, where things go from here and what Joe's plan is now. I think obviously that plan still involves Ryan and still involves, trying to destroy him or whatever. So I guess we'll see how that plays out. Okay, guys, that's it for me. Don't forget to check out my other following reviews, and also do not forget to subscribe, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.